Hey y'all, how's it going, my beautiful peeps? Welcome back to a brand new episode of yours truly, Gibson's Name 2, giving you guys the latest and exclusive content on your music, entertainment news, and inspiration quotes by me. I'm back. So let's get it popping as always, shall we? Finally, I decided to make this video, and I hope it brings you guys a lot of enjoyment, humorous, and entertainment. And like I said, I'm just going to really turn everything up a notch, period. Because as I'm a music lover, and we all are, I decided to talk about for the culture. Now, be prepared because you guys will feel free to have your thoughts and honest opinions of this video. But I started to really come into a place where for the music of today and the entertainment world of today and all the above of today, I feel like for the culture has become toxic. And it is. And I'm going to break it down to why and how I feel about this because really, as we've been entering a new generation of new artists, musicians, what have you, I feel like this whole for the culture thing, I see the perspective. I do for the culture, like what are people doing for the culture, whether it's sports, media, entertainment, music, for the culture. But I feel like it's really the culture. I don't think it's for the culture, and here's why. When I hear for the culture, for some reason, it brings me negativity. And I've seen a lot of things on television. I even have even let's get into the music world because that's pretty much what I do. I do a lot of that, the music reviews on music. So I feel like as a listener to music, today's music is garbage. And today's music has been garbage for the last, I would say, 10 years at that, maybe a little bit more on mainstream radio. I'm talking about mainstream radio because for the culture also has a place in that lane. It's also the cause of all the rifts and different people's opinions of how is it that we have a lot of talented musicians and it depends on who they are. But when I hear the same old, same old, same old, for a good example, BET Awards, I did not watch the BET Awards this year. I didn't. And going by the clips, I didn't even watch at all. Period. I've seen clips on, on the internet, like like the performers, the entertainers. I'm sitting there like this, and I'm like, okay, got these rappers, mumble rappers, rappers. They're taking over for the culture. A lot of them, a lot of them are now. Which I'm not a huge fan of mumble rap music like that, but I do like the beat. Sometimes it depends. I like the production. I don't really dig all that like mumble rapid rap. That I understand the styles. I respect the mumble rap style and the art of that. Personally, I don't like the sound overall, but the performers at the BET Awards, and like I said, you watch my video about BET needs a new intervention because there should be more than just mumble rappers. We need soul singers on there, soul R&B, even soul R&B pop artists. I have also noticed that even a few artists that have been doing their thing in music for years and they may not be as popular, which is fine. It happens. They may not have the big, huge machine. That happens. But really diversity as BET used to be years ago, it needs to get back at it again because we see the same performers same performers, and I'm like, give artists opportunities for themselves, the ones that have been putting in the work, and let them showcase what they got because they're a part of that for the culture as well. But I feel like even nowadays for the culture thing, I even sometimes I just be okay. I'll go to a store or I'll hear a song. I even hear, and this is the thing, I even hear music from the 80s, the 90s, the 70s. That those eras and those time frame in this time span, they pretty much like had a new revolutionary sound, and especially with black musicians. Black musicians wasn't just put to one category. They could do it all. It's happening again. Yes, it's happening again. The only thing is this new direction of music, they're struggling with either lack of support from a record label, management in that. But like I said, going back for the culture, I kind of think that for the culture needs to just switch it up a lot more. And I definitely am pretty much do not like even the mentality of for the culture because there's not a lot of positivity being put out. For a culture has to be really, we need to see more positivity in the media, on the radio, or just something that like the youth. And the youth is pretty much a huge part of for the culture. And I see a lot of gifted, talented, young people, including myself. I'm still young, so I fit in that, lane where even when I was growing up and I said, wow, there are a lot of things that are really, really different now from where I came up. I'm a millennial. So millennials, we actually remember a lot of memorable moments in our culture, in our generation, where whether music, media, even our personal lives, and even, we really, really have been really grateful to really see like change the direction, a new sound, a new up and coming talented gifted people in different areas. But today I noticed that we do see it, we do hear, but it's not enough. It's just not enough at all. Like I can sit and I'll listen to a favorite artist of mine, an album that I remember. Yeah, I remember when the album came out. Yeah, I remember when this happened. Blah blah blah. So now, even though my favorite artist, whoever that is, they may not be as popular no more, which is fine. Or every generation they're gonna have their really dope, talented musicians, and they're gonna have that like spark. That's what it was. I'm so disappointed. Let me tell y'all something. No disrespect, no disrespect, but I'm so freaking disappointed into especially people's debut albums of this generation. Now, I'm not going to mention no names because I'm just not. But I have to be honest. A debut album rollout campaign, especially like for they're a part of the culture. But when you think of it, even with this really fast paced social media of promotion of promoting music, I feel that there should be like a plan strategy rollout where it's like, okay, I know I'm gonna put an album out, is I'm going to have to be strategic and promote the hell out of that album. Before that, I could put out a single and promote the single consistent and book the stages and be consistent and put the tour. And I really don't even like that even when I was listening to um even with like my favorite artists that say, yeah, everything changes every how many years, a new sound of music. That's part of for the culture as well. But the thing is, it's getting really repetitive. It's getting really boring. There's not a lot of spontaneous. There's not a whole bunch of that, like, wow, where the heck did you come from in a great way? Where I haven't heard this artist before, and sometimes as we think about things, and as a music critic, now I'm not one of those music critics that is going to ever dictate people who to listen to. This is not the channel. I just love to just do a review of an album, a single, a song, the artist, because I connect with, like I said, people. And I think that I've even, as a person, because I grew up with music throughout different eras and generations, I said, wow, yeah, it's pretty much, I believe it's going to happen again. The only difference is fans, we just going to have to really, 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 really what? We're going to have to save up our coins. We're going to have to save up our moolah. We're going to have to save up everything we got. I do, and I am a firm believer of enjoying yourself and treating yourself every now and then. And, really things like making for the culture worthwhile. It's just things just I just don't really I feel it that is heading into direction, a new sound, a new wave of music. But it's not also it's about longevity. Longevity is the key. Keep going. Find yourself, your space, your craft. And I also feel like for the culture too, even with like the direction of black musicians making the music. Now, in the black community, black musicians were able and still are able to tap into their creative geniuses of making dope, amazing music. And it can be any kind of sound. But I'm very, very disappointed of like even like platforms such as BET throughout. Let me say this because I'm gonna be very specific. As of now, period. BET right now, period. I am disappointed. Now, like I said, I'm not slandering the network. I'm just saying, as a BET supporter for years, I've noticed that there hasn't really been a lot of changes within the last, I would say, 10 years. 10 years. And I believe 10 years ago was what, 2013. And 2013, pretty much, that was when BET still had higher ratings. BET still was able to, like, the performers, like, performance and all that, sound wise, performance wise, the memorable performances that fans like, wow, my favorite artist did that, because you can see the passion and the talent, right, and the creativity. Also, there needs to be a new direction as far as campaign, as far as like campaign for like promoting musicians and people of the entertainment world. Start getting selfish. That way, if you want quality, you're gonna get it, right. Get some really up and coming new creative people involved, young, especially when they got that passion and that, like, it's okay, like young, even the older generation, they even understand about how it's okay to give people opportunities when they come up, positive things, right. So it's like I really was like listening to some things, and I said, I don't know, like I said, for me making this video, but I said, you know what, go ahead, sis, that's how you feel. But yeah, I really was like, I really was like, I see what's going on right now. Okay, cool. But like I said, I just want things like how I just want that nostalgia to come back again, how we've had that for more generations, on the way, so they can really see the dopeness and greatness. But that's all I have to say. I feel like, it's going to take, more years on the road. But as far as I'm concerned, we're going to keep the ball going. And I just want you guys to know, what are your thoughts and your opinions? How do you guys feel about For the Culture? Do you feel like For the Culture is toxic nowadays? Share your thoughts and opinions. You guys can have the red carpet, and that's all there is to it. So that being said, stay tuned on the next episode of Give Since 92. Like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, and as always, stay tuned on the next episode of Give Since 92, Dragon Ball Z Narrative Reference. Peace. Bye bye. Your girls as out. the soothsaying is out.